Oh,
Are we ready to go around the table?
please.
We can start with you, Cassie.
Oh, Kathy Bischoff, do we just, is that it?
No, tell them, what do you do? Why are you here?
Why am I here? Because Tim Perfetti told me. No.
That's what I'm gonna say.
That's true. Okay. Kathy Bischoff, currently the Cortland County Democratic Committee Secretary and County Legislator from District 3.
I'm Fred Balfour. I'm with these people that just introduced themselves, and I'm a newest member of the committee. I've worked for large corporations until I retired a while back, and so I've been on gold-plated health plans all my life and still am as a retiree. But my grandkids are facing a different issue. I want to mention one thing, that in the statewide conference call of people like us that are working on this, Senator Rivera, who's on the Health Committee in the Senate, State Senate, and Gottfried, who's the Assembly person who's been working this forever, said, we know you're disappointed that the Health Act didn't pass in this last session, because everybody thought when the Senate went Democratic it was going to really make a difference. And they said there were 8 other major progressive bills that got through that were kind of ahead of you and had organized ahead of you, and so the table's clear and the Health Act really has a good shot next time. So it was that, gee, we feel bad because it didn't pass. Wow, look at this. We've got 8 big bills passed, and there's other stuff, and we've got another chance. So it was a very uplifting kind of message for what we'll talk about.
Douglas Withy, part of the Cortland Democratic Committee. Also town councilman for the town of Cortlandville, running for town supervisor this year. Very interested in this program that you're presenting today. It has a big impact as a small business owner of 11 employees. And I have some questions that we'll talk about later as to where my lifetime paid up health insurance from where I retired from, what impact is that going to have? I'm sure that hits a few others here as well. But no, I'm looking for a very informative presentation here, so that clears that up, and I can spread hopefully the good news. And it's long overdue for getting quality health care to our masses. I'm one of the very fortunate people. Fortunate I have no major illnesses in my family, but I know those that do, and the heartbreak and the financial cost to them is just overwhelming. So, next.
My name is Adrienne Traub. I'm running for County Legislator in District 13. I'm a farmer and a professor of agriculture in Cortland.
My name is Linda Smith. I'm a member of the Cortland County Democratic Committee. Also retired from the New York State Assembly, Chief of Staff for Barbara Lifton, where this issue was really, really critical to her for a number of years. I did a couple presentations on the Act a few years back. I think it's made some changes since then, but essentially the same.
I'm Bruce Tyler. I'm a member of the Cortland County Democratic Committee, and I believe that everyone has a right to health insurance. I think it's a fundamental right. It goes back to FDR's freedom from want. I'm not sure exactly if I'm sold on one plan fits all kind of thing, so I'm interested to hear what you have to say, but I definitely believe everyone deserves health insurance and health care. That should not even be a debate anymore.
I'm Priscilla Bergren Thomas. I'm a member of the committee also, and in a previous life I worked as a nurse practitioner for a clinic that had offered sliding scale before the days of the Affordable Care Act, so you know, I can testify to the need for many people to have good health care and not have it available. I also have spent all my life working for not-for-profits, which means I myself never had good health care unless my husband had a good job. So, yeah, it's a subject near and dear to my heart.
My name is Laura Seib. I'm also on the committee. Just from a personal standpoint, our family supposedly has good health insurance through my husband's employer, but even then, our share of the premium is a huge burden on our family budget, and the coverage is not always as good as it supposedly is supposed to be.
I'm Susan Williams, and I'm on the committee also. And personally, similar to what Laura just said, I mean, I work for a nonprofit, and I'm lucky to have fairly good coverage, but you know, the large deductible. And in my work hat, I work for Seven Valleys Health Coalition, which is part of the New York State Rural Health Network, and I'm on the policy committee for the New York State Association for Rural Health. So we've had a lot of discussions about the New York Health Act. So I've done a lot of reading about it, but I was curious to hear more about what you had to say so I could bring that back to the policy committee as well.
I'm Joe Pullman. I'm in private practice as a clinical social worker, and here supporting my friend Susan, who I dearly love. And I see it firsthand in my practice. I see the inequities of people who need care and who don't get care because they can't make the payments. And frankly, the people with the gold-plated plans subsidize people that I see pro bono, and that's ridiculous. So I'm really excited about this passing.
Angela Birchfield, committee member. I'm going to kind of piggyback on what you said in the sense that having worked on the other side of the desk is in social services for many, many, many years, and seeing the effect of lack of adequate health care was certainly very difficult.
Dean Corbin, I'm the treasurer of the county committee, and just into single payer healthcare stuff. Also, my day job is working with electronic health records, which are giant medical billing systems, so I'm curious how this could change that.
I'm Susan Wilson. I'm running for County Legislator District 5. In my other life, I am a professor of therapeutic recreation, so I spent a great deal of time trying to explain healthcare and third-party payments to 20-year-olds.
Would you explain it to me?
Luckily, they don't know I'm wrong. So.
Me? My name's Hal McCabe. I'm the Executive Director of the Legislative Commission on Rural Resources, which is a commission in Albany. I work for Senator May. I'm also the mayor of the Village of Homer. And I gotta say that Senator Rivera is a friend of mine, so I'm very supportive of this bill.
I'm Joe Schaefer, a member of the Executive Committee of the Cortland County Democrats. However, in my other life, I'm the statewide chair for all the SUNY UUP retirees, 5,500 retirees who benefit from wonderful health care that they negotiated for, which meant they gave up something to get something. And while they have good coverage, there's always a lack and a hole. But they are active and they're involved and they want more information because they're scattered across the state, have constant contact with their legislators, and can be of use and value. I'm also involved in the New York State Senior Action Council.
My name is Bill Harbin. I'm a legislator from District 2 here in the city of Cortland. I've been a long-time supporter of single payer. I see the effects that it has on our citizens and on county government. There are so many things that we can't do because healthcare takes up everybody's funds, from government all the way down to the individual level. And I would love to see this finally move forward so that we can put that behind us, get everybody the healthcare that they need, and then move forward doing the things that we all want to do.
Well, in this room, there's an awful lot of experience. And I really look forward to hearing your questions.
You skipped Tim.
Yeah.
That was okay. Tim Perfetti, Democratic Chairman in Cortland County. Honor bestowed upon me by these people in this room who elect me to do that, and I take that seriously. Believer in single payer. I think a for-profit healthcare system is unconscionable in this country. As much as we claim to be the greatest country in the world, it doesn't make sense. Also, the parent of a child with a pre-existing condition. He's a type 1 diabetic. Fan of the Affordable Health Care Act. I know that they had to work some kinks out of it, but they decided they wanted to fight about it more than fix it. My child can be on my insurance for 5 more years. I'd like to see this problem resolved before he has to go off it.
You want me to come out from behind the camera?
Yeah.
I'm also with these guys from Tompkins County. I'm also the chair of our little Democratic committee in the town of Caroline. And this is a really, really personal issue for me because I came back to America after my mom passed away to be with my dad. And I had been in Europe for 15 years with just great coverage. And I'm like, well, I'm only coming back now because there is this thing called Obamacare, and I think I can afford to have health insurance finally. And then, you know, I arrive and it looks like Trump is going to like try to take everything out from under me. In the meantime, I have really good coverage because I have almost no income doing a lot of volunteer work. And so I can get in on the essential plan, which is such a relief to know that I don't have to worry about the deductibles and the co-pays and all that stuff. If I get a problem, I can just go get it fixed. And it is such a blessing that I am like turning down job offers because I would rather have that health insurance than actually get real employment. Which, I mean, that's crazy, right? We need to fix this system.
We have one person just came in.
My name
Who are you and why are you here, my friend?
My name is Brendan McGovern. I am a member of the Cortland County Democratic Committee, and I'm very interested in healthcare legislation.
Well, thank you all.